and in my yard and around my house is amazing now. And I got to say, the coolest feature is the guest network. Like, just, okay, I don't have to worry about, telling people what a password is. I don't have to remember any of that nonsense. Just from the app, you can send them a text. Here's your link. Go ahead and log in. Life's good. Gives them access for 24 hours. Done.
I've been using Eros for literally a year. Me being the idiot, my setup was like 10 minutes.
Yep.
And I have 3 kids, all on tablets, all watching YouTube and Netflix all over the house. I have not had one kid complain about lag.
Nope.
Once.
No, it's really, really nice. Yeah, it's working out really, really well. So here's the deal. For free overnight shipping, visit Eero, that's EERO.com. Select overnight as the shipping option and enter IT and the D at checkout. That's Eero.com, EERO.com. Offer code IT and the D at checkout.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, my house, I've never, not once have I complained about anything Wi-Fi.
No, solid.
Yeah, and I got a 3-story house. It's a nightmare for Wi-Fi.
Right. Well, we've got stuff, going on down in the basement. It's solid. I'm content.
So, hey, we are joined by an old friend of ours. Bob Skinner is in the house. What the heck's going on, sir?
It's been a long time. Hey, I just, first of all, want to congratulate you guys on, the success of the show and all the years I watched you build this up, since I've been screwing around the world. And Dave, thanks for those 3 stories to tee me up tonight. I really appreciate that. That was awesome. I've been spending a lot of time on data-driven marketing lately. So, what my background is.
Yeah, I mean, I've known you for a little over 15 years now. You were one of the founders, you and your brother, of Ideal Technology Solutions. You guys are like one of the original, huge VARs in Detroit.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun, and it was at a great time in the 90s and built up Ideal to create what was both a great company and a great time. And we have a lot of friends that came out of that era, including yourself and Dave and many others. And after that, we had a short stint with another endeavor where we launched a digital asset management company and sold that to Marketing Associates. And then I took off overseas for 6 years to look for some major global logistics endeavors that were all technology-based, all integration-based, very heavily data-based. And so I lived in Malaysia, Amman, Jordan, and London. So came back to Detroit to see the explosion of what's going on here, and it's been fantastic. Yeah, it was interesting. So I lived a year in Malaysia, and then a year in Amman, Jordan.
Is that Kuala Lumpur? Or?
I was in KL, yep.
One of my favorite cities in all of Southeast Asia.
KL was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed KL. Worked out of the Petronas Towers, just above the bridge, and then Amman. So we launched the Asian version of this global logistics project there, and then so I went to Amman, launched the MENA version of that, so I traveled all over. I never thought I'd find myself in Beirut, growing up in Michigan, and was there several times, and just enjoyed the experience. It was a fantastic experience, but eventually it sucked the life out of me. I came back, and the next thing I knew, I was in London working with Tesco, the big retailer there, launched a big e-commerce platform for them, but watched Detroit, stayed in touch with Detroit the whole time, and then came back here, and wow, what great things are happening, in the city. And I know we were talking earlier about startups, and I think there's a lot of opportunity here. So
yeah, I mean, you're talking data-driven marketing. It's a term that I haven't really used or learned. I guess what is that? And let's dive into that.
Yeah, so, all this kind of experience around general technology and networking and data and database and application building has kind of morphed itself for me into a marketing position. So, I've been consulting for the last few years with, Ford and Ford Direct and some other companies around, personalization, and some of the things that I know bug you, Bob, as we talked about earlier, is, this retargeting where, all of a sudden you buy something, but you still get chased for about 2 months by the same ads on every platform you're on.
Or I look at something on Amazon and then I fire up Facebook and there's an ad for it.
Yeah. So the difference in good data-driven marketing and just blasting the house is do you know contextually what you've seen at one place and then serve you a value added at the other, and once you know you've converted or you've not responded, you stop bugging the consumer.
Right.
And that's what data-driven marketing is all about. To me and it's complex. It's especially in the bigger enterprises. So when you get to the bigger enterprises and there's data all over the place, and you're talking about owned properties and CRM and third-party display ads and video and social. The challenge is, how do you identify across that ecosystem a consumer and message them appropriately? The millennials will accept messaging if it's appropriate and valuable, but they won't if it's just annoyance, and I think that's a challenge we have.
Well, that's a funny thing. I don't think people realize. And oh my God, I had the facepalm email of the year when someone said, "Hey, I was on XYZ News site.com and our banner was on top. That's amazing." And it just facepalm city. It's like, because you're on our site
Right.
of our company, and that's the site that's you're not not everyone.
It's not amazing.
It's not static.
Yeah.
No,
The
it's
whole world
tracking.
did not see that.
No, the whole world did.
Yeah.
And I think the half of the company collectively groaned seeing this email. Like, oh my God! Like, are you kidding
Just stop talking.
me? Me?
No, him.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's
but-
a
and
very
you.
simple rule, but you get into, the other aspects, like the brought up the Illinois legal issue. I mean, that, there are a lot of companies starting to get into the whole, really, they've licensed the data from apps for people that, when you press that, allow the location, allow us to track your location even if you're not in the app. So that's really coming on strong, where companies are using that, and they're actually mapping the phone resting place for a period of time to map it back to the user's household. And it's a marketing technique and a technology that allows you to really pinpoint and do some very targeted marketing.
That's why I kept getting shown the strip club story. There you go.
That's right. See? No, but that was what the marketing. They've always complained about this in the past, where, hey, I switched titles on my house. Now I'm getting every phone call and letter from every home improvement, or whatever. Or hey, I just
I registered a domain. God help me, I forgot to set it to private.
Yeah.
No, but like when AT&T made me get a landline to get the cheaper price, and that
Wait,
phone.
but you don't live in Iowa.
No, that phone rings 3 times a day, and I've never turned it on. Like, because you get the caller ID coming on the TV.
Oh, I have that. Yeah, completely deactivated.
Oh,
'cause never used
I
it.
looked for hours to deactivate it. I don't even bother anymore. I just hit off. But the thing is, like, they've been selling our damn names forever.
Oh, yeah.
And no one ever complains. Like, why? Like, the DMV has been selling our names since before we were born.
Well, to me, that's always been one of the best features of Gmail was the plus addressing feature, where like you could use like your email name plus something, and it would still work to come to you. So like if you were signing up at, say, Target, like you could do like Echo Dave plus Target at gmail.com, and then you could track who was selling your crap. And who was giving you, who's selling your email address and doing that kind of stuff, because you could filter it based on what was coming in.
I just use Big Sexy 69 at Hotmail for all my Target stuff.
Which is why you keep getting the strip club story.
I don't want that inbox. Well, I think that is, that's the challenge. The marketers and the companies, they want to provide most of them want to provide the right messaging to the right channel at the right time in some contextual format. But this mass blasting and this overuse of, bought data is really spoiling that. And, Europe is out in front of it, allowing consumer to have the right to be unknown, and to delete all the records, and, the cookie ghosting and all that stuff is really going to put a pinch on the marketing teams if they don't get, really good. And I think this is where the future is going with a lot of this is, you really have got to present a value proposition for a consumer to give you information. And then, with that information, you got to treat them, very ethically in what you provide. And I think there is going to be a happy medium in that, but that's what data-driven marketing is to me. And now, I'm on the board of DMAD, the Digital Marketing Association of Detroit, which
Right.
I invite everybody to join to learn about this stuff. But it's really it's going to be a kind of volatile time over the next few years, because there's people that don't want any tracking, they don't want any of this bother, and then there's people who are completely open to the opportunity as long as there's value add.
Can we take that back to the value add? So I understand, like Google, for instance, is a value add for me, right? So I use their search. They give me results that are skewed toward them in exchange for my search history and location history, et cetera. What are the other value adds? Like, what in the case of marketing?
Yeah. So
where am I getting value?
There's a lot of studies.
I can answer that, Bob. How many novelty shirt ads do you get on Facebook a day?
All of them.
And how many do you buy?
Half of them.
Thank you, Dave. You made my point.
That was a millennial who doesn't want that novelty shirts. Where's my value? Where's our generation?
But that is true. I've worked with some privacy, paradigm people, that are looking at what is the value proposition of that. And the studies, based on demographics and age is definitely a factor in that. Millennials and X-Gen and are more likely to give you a little more if you get value. It comes as part of the studies. Older people, they don't want to give you anything at all until you have to give something at the last minute, but you have to show that value. So the value proposition comes in that, and I'm sure you've seen this. If you are interested in a particular product, a lady's, interested in shoes, as an example, she's okay to get shoe ads and discounts associated, private offers or special offers or whatever those are, if they're relevant, but you don't want a bunch of garbage in your email or in the display ads all over. So it's a balance, and I think nobody's figured it out perfectly yet. But
so relevancy and proper timing.
It's relevancy, it's timing. It's that's where the big data comes in is timing. What channels do you like to receive it in? Is it appropriate at whatever your life cycle is? And that depends on product. If it's a car, you don't bang them every couple months because they bought a car last month.
Could you reach out to, and I forget who they are, but it's the company that prints checks. And I could look them up.
Clark?
I could look them up really quick because I get 4 emails from them a week.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how often they think people buy checks.
Yeah.
But literally for the past, I bought, 2 whatever boxes of checks a year ago. Mm-hmm. I've gotten 4 emails a week from them since that purchase.
That is
what the hell?
That is exactly the problem right now. If you don't have a proper orchestration, and in the large enterprises, this exhibits itself in the silos in the company. So they may have a group that runs campaigns. So they run email campaigns, they do the large campaigns, then they have a team that runs their digital, and then they have a team that runs social, and they're not all working together, and so you end up with that kind of situation.
It is Checks Unlimited. I will send you their information. I please reach out to them.
Have you tried the unsubscribe on the bottom of the
work.
email?
That's the worst thing to ever do, is to hit unsubscribe.
Because they know you're live then.
You've basically, given them
Well, but no, I bought
address.
from them, and
Yeah,
I gave them my email address
Yeah.
to get the email confirmation that they got it.
But if you bought from them and you unsubscribe, that'll actually work. It's the ones that are fishing for your validation email that are ones you don't do that to.
I have a burner address just for purchases.
Yeah. So it's a challenge, and that's where I've kind of taken all my data history and I'm zoning in on that aspect because it's annoying. To your point, it's annoying if you get wrong information, you get over marketed. You go and you buy something and you're getting an ad about buying the same darn thing, 2 days later. That's ridiculous. It's so I think a lot, the industry's trying to figure it out. I think artificial intelligence is going to start playing into that. I've been working with some companies that, allow you to look at all those points in time, your data elements, so we go more from a segment-based marketing to a one-to-one marketing.
I was going to say, when you have things like machine learning getting into this now?
Machine learning's getting into it, but here's a good example. with AI, one of the companies I've been working with, they